Hey, Christina.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Excited for this topic tonight.
I know. Everybody loves Tupac, right? All right. So today's Celebrities Estate, we are focusing on rapper Tupac Shakur. And it's been a long time now. I think it's almost 20 years since he's passed, and he was in his 20s when he died. So unfortunately, Tupac did not have a will or any estate planning done. So as the facts go, his mom, who was the surviving heir, was able to manage his estate and take over, but then stepped in his dad, who came out of nowhere essentially, and he claimed that he was entitled to 50% of the estate, which is normal under, the laws of intestacies. So, I don't know, Christina, you want to take it from there?
Yeah, so California law, much like New York, said that if somebody passes away without a spouse and children, then it goes to their parents. Also similar to the laws of New York, it says, though, that if one can prove that a parent was not really in your life and didn't really show parental ability, that they didn't inherit. And Tupac's father, other than giving him, I think it said $820, a bag of peanuts and a movie ticket in child support, the court ruled that he wasn't due to inherit and left everything to the mother. The mother then took and started a foundation where she really, took control and headed things, and she was doing really well with everything. She, pursued lawsuits to one of the two biggest companies to get rights to his music, and, all the albums he created. But unfortunately, when she passed away, somebody else had stepped in. I believe it was court ordered. And so maybe somebody who he wouldn't have picked. And years later, here we are 26 years later, Tupac's sister had claimed that the manager, the new fiduciary, was mismanaging and stealing funds from Tupac's estate.
Yeah, so it's kind of a mess, unfortunately. I've actually, personally dealt with several cases of this where a parent is coming in and, finding out the child is died, and they're, claiming their legal rights to the estate, and then the other parent is claiming, no, sorry, you were never around, you abandoned this child, essentially, and you're not entitled to anything. And the courts very much favor, it's not blood, it's like what you did. You can't just father or parent, give birth to a bunch of children and then claim that half their estates later. So, the best way, obviously, to protect against this is to do estate planning. In all the cases that I can think of, estate plan wasn't done, and merely doing a will at the very minimum, or at least a trust, would have avoided all of the litigation, because the litigation gets expensive. It's, both the sides are hiring attorneys, they're filing court fees, filing motions, conferencing, and in the meantime, all of the assets are held up during all of that process until it's resolved. So, yeah, the best way to, help your family is to do a will, especially if you have a situation where there's a parent who's not in your life.
Yeah, and really a trust in this case, in most cases, trusts are always better because it provides for even future protection. While mom was alive, she was doing all of the right things, but upon her passing, the next person in line, who wasn't dictated by Tupac, who wasn't family, stepped in, and of course, people are always out to benefit themselves. And that's also what happened. Had he had an estate plan, he could have dictated who would have been in charge after his mom. Maybe he would have picked his sister or somebody else he trusted and knew would have been, the next thing. Also really interesting with all of this new financials in today's day and age with Bitcoin and NFTs, the non-fungible tokens. That's also why it's been in the court 26 years later. Back in 1996, when he passed away, nobody even had a thought of NFTs. What are they? Even today, people don't understand them. I, for one, had a hard time grasping the concept of it. But, back here we are back in litigation as to who owns Tupac's NFTs. Does it go to his estate, or is it, the company that created them because he's passed away? Where when you have these documents in place, you could plan for the future to say, any and all future royalties or patents or, electronic things that are to come. You know, we live in a world in an era where everything is going electronic, new things are coming about. So always plan and always review your plan because the times are changing. You know, every 3 to 5 years you have to review.
Yeah, great advice. Um, so yeah, I think that's it. So remember, if you have a parent that's not in your life or a sibling maybe that's not in your life and you want to make sure that they don't inherit, you've got to do some estate planning. Check the laws in your state to make sure, see what could happen in your state if you pass away without a plan. And if you don't like that plan, make sure you do something about it. We're here in New York. If you have any questions, feel free to send us a message and reach out. We're happy to help you some more. Not with NFTs, though. Those are too complicated for us. All right, guys. Have a good day. Thanks.
Bye.